Hi guys. Right, okay, so bit of a mad day so far. Uh, Not taking any trades this morning. They were from last night on the open. Um, I'm just waiting for this market to potentially close above the range. If we do, let's have a look, see if we can get a. Okay, so the 5 minute won't work, but if we get 15-minute close above, then I will look at taking a buy stop. So we've got two different opportunities that we can potentially work from um, over the next sort of hour or so. So one will be a breakout if the market does close above this structure, and then we can trade it up towards 50.46. Sorry, just those little numbers on the screen aren't the easiest to see. Hey Vic, how we doing? Who else we got in here today? Who else have we got in here today? I tell you what, while we're waiting for stuff to set up, let's go over to TradingView because TradingView is much nicer to look at and analyze from. So as I was saying, we've got a couple of potential setups we can look to trade from. So one is potential buys above 50. What's the price point? Call it 50.28. So possible buys above 5028. Now we've got to wait another 13 minutes before there's a confirmation, and that confirmation will be a 15-minute candle close above. Now, looking at the lower time frame for potential shorts, I would probably suggest we wait for we could look at this on a 5-minute close below. So we're looking at 15-minute buys above 50.28 if we get a 15-minute close above. And then here we're going to look for possible sells below 50.15. And let's put that on the bottom. Okay. News. What news have we got coming in today? Big Harvey, how we doing? Mr. Buckley, good morning, even. Let's just move this across. Yeah, so as I said, the buys, we're going to wait till half past. The sells, well, that can be every 5 minutes because we've got clear candle space to trade down into for the sells. For the buys, well, we've got to wait for something different to happen, and that'll be a 15-minute close above. In terms of what's happening on the daily setups, let's have a look. Let's yes, I'm not going to do anything in this range, so let's just mark this off as a no trade range. And I'm gonna Oscar, good afternoon. How are you? Commander Chief, good afternoon. Now, it's nice to see some familiar faces here. YouTube sessions. Yeah, I'm still going to keep 2 YouTube sessions for non-members, but the rest of the days I'm going to try and keep it specifically for members. We're not going to try, we will. Let's just have a look what's going on in NASDAQ. I mean, indexes look like they're having a nice little rally on the back of, I don't know, whether it's Trump saying he's going to make sure the NATO allies get involved in keeping the Strait of Hormuz open to keep energy prices down, everything. Who knows? But the markets are definitely seeing a rally on the back of the initial conversations over the weekend and what's happening today. Like I say, I try and stay out of all of that. I just want to have a look at sheer price action, and I'll make my trading decisions based on the back of that, not around the fundamental aspect side of it. Um, because when it comes to the fundamentals, ultimately it all comes down to how the big boys are priced and what they're doing. Um, whereas just by trading off price action, that has all the information we need, and we can make mechanical decisions rather than, oh, I think this is going to happen because of X, Y, and Z, or I think that because this is happening over there. No, we just make it based around fact. What's in front of us? What did that candle print? What did the previous one print? And if the next one does this movement followed by that, fantastic, we take a trade. So looking at the DAX, NASDAQ, sorry, was just seeing positive momentum, but could this be a little bit of a relief rally for sellers to start coming in? I mean, I wouldn't exactly say it's all rosy out there at the minute, would you? So 26.44. Oh, sorry, I just wanted to have a look, see where gold was. In fact, while we're waiting for that, let me just. Oops, wrong one. News channel. No, no. I'm trying to find. This is a good website for you to look at. I'll show you that in a minute, guys. Uh, there we go. For anyone that's never used it. So what are we today? No, no. Like I say, I barely looked at anything today. So we have no news until. Oh, it's already out. Yeah, no news. So, and it was just medium impact news. Empire State Manufacturing Index came in quite way below what was expected. So has anyone placed any trades this morning? Uh, so just having to. And Richmond houses. Uh, I am not familiar with that name, Richmond houses. Are you new to this stream? If you are, welcome. Ah, oh, Rich. Now I see it. Richard House Stud. Richmond House Stud. Now I know it. There we go. I was thinking I couldn't blend the words, but as soon as you said Bridget, I knew the last word was stud. How are you, darling? Not seen you for a while. For those of you that are wondering why I'm saying I knew it was Bridget with the last word stud, yes, she's involved with horses, nothing else. No trades, no trades, no trades. Yep, I had three last night on the open, so I was up, I think, to about 1 o'clock or something like that, and then that was it. I'd done my bit, and then I've not looked at the charts today. I'm just waiting. Oh, you got some time now, Bridget. You got some time to yourself. Puppies and foals all sorted. Lovely. Back to the markets and let's build some capital. Love it. Well, it is very, very. Listen, there's great opportunities at the minute, but the thing that you really need to take from the market right now is patience. And you probably get bored of me saying this, But really, there's so many times the market just goes into chop and unclarity. If you just sit and wait patiently, you will get that one opportunity or those two opportunities in a day. And if you haven't got the time to sit there or sit and or you didn't have the time to be present when those opportunities present yourself, don't get frustrated with it. Just go back at the end of the day, have a look, see if you spotted the opportunities, how would you have traded it, and then come back tomorrow and hopefully the opportunities will present themselves to you. Again, just repeat the process. And this is just going to enforce the skill of being disciplined. It's going to enforce good habits. And the more you do that, the better you're going to become, the less emotional you're going to become, the less dopamine that's going to be flying through your blood as you're looking at the market and you're seeing big candles, red candles, blue, black candles, whatever it may be. We want to eliminate as much of that dopamine and subconscious stress that we put on ourselves to act through impulse as opposed to by rules. I had some really, really good compliments come back last week from not just members, but some people that were here on YouTube about how it's reinforcing them to sit on the sidelines as opposed to just having to trying to chase every big momentum candle, trade any particular trade because it's coming to a structure point. Um, as you can see right now, there'd be a lot of people wanting to trade this because it's just come into a level and they go, oh, it's sold off here and it's sold off here. So as price comes back to 50.27, let's just sell it. Well, that's fine, but what if it breaks out? How do you then deal with that? Do you add more cells and trade it like martingale, or do you cut it and then start looking for breakouts? So this is the art of discipline and understanding your system. Now, as I said, I'm looking for a 15-minute close above 50.28 if you have only just jumped in, or I'm looking for a 5-minute close below 5015. So all going to be dependent on what opportunity presents itself over the coming hour or so. Um, okay, so anyone got a preference on charts at the minute? Let's have a look at the daily chart on the DAX. So again, very much like the NASDQ, we've seen markets selling off, but now this area, yes, we did come into a significant area down here on the daily chart, as you can see last week, tapped it, then we saw big reversal, and then we sort of meandered a little bit lower to finish the week, and then boom, we're starting the week again slightly positive, but I wouldn't say it's anything to just jump and start trading from. So I'm going to look on the lower time frame. Not seeing anything there. Okay, so the buys are starting to look messy because look, if we get a buy above here, we've got this mess, then this mess, then this mess. So 782, 782. Okay, so we could look for potential buys above here, according to the hourly, but I think that might change as we drop down again. Yeah, so we're going to have to move that to here. In fact, I was just about to say gold's getting a little bit closer to our area, but so buys. Okay, so possible buy above 23.8, call it 840, is 135 pip range. So the buys look all right. So there's a couple of things here that we can potentially do with the DAX, depending on how price moves into this structure. So we could look for possible sells at 23,666. Okay. Now, I'm not interested in the buys here because of the crap to the left-hand side. As you can see, the wicks and lots of structure. Not interested. Um, we'll look for possible buys above 23,840. And where did that go? Possible buys above 23,840. In terms of a range, 141 points, so ample to make money there. 141 pip range. The possible sells, like I said, this is going to be dependent on the candles that form. If we continue with nice big bodied candles, then we can look for a rejection here and then trade it back down to the bottom of the range. In terms of breakout, well, I'm going to look for possible sells below 23,258. Now, like I said, this isn't going to be a no trade range because these candles are looking quite nice, even on the hourly. So 30-minute or hourly chart, we're going to look for trading this range. Okay, so we're going to look to trade the range based on the hourly chart if we get a rejection. Does that make sense, guys? So we're going to look for a test of 23,666. Then we're going to look for a seller candle to form. Then after that, we're going to look for a price to push higher, and then we'll sell the low of the seller candle. One second, guys. I've got someone at the door. Hi, guys. Sorry about that. Um, right. Okay. So as I was saying, we'll look for rejection of 23,667, and then we'll look to trade that back down. I'm not really interested in the moves down here, so I'm just going to put an alert here to let's go there. Delete all inactive. Done. And I'm just going to edit this one. Message DAX potential range trade. Okay, so that's in place now. Alert set there. Let's go back to gold. Gold's having a little push again. What have we got? Missed. Right, so we missed the. Okay, we are coming into US. Is US just open now? Stock market. Okay, so I'm not gonna do a momentum entry right now on this one. On the basis that it's Monday. Yes, it is high volume time with NYSE just opening, but I'm going to wait for the closure above. Okay, so I'm going to wait for the closure above or below before I do anything. So we still have to wait for the 15 minutes. So that is another 11 minutes from now. Another 11 minutes from now before we can do anything. If you're going to take a momentum order, let me know, guys. If you're going to sit on the sidelines and wait for a closure, let me know as well. Lightning. Good afternoon, sir. So let's see how this one pans out. Okay, so yeah, if you got a 5 minute close above 5034, then yeah, there's options. Then again, you got to wait another 5 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for the 15. Now it's looking what's still 100 points, that's fine. Hmm. Still looking bullish. 365 points up on the day now. NASDAQ. DAX 270. Gold still popping. Hmm. They are running very, very correlated at the minute. So we're seeing dollar selling off quite a bit as well on the back of this. So if we just have a look, go to the dollar index. Oh, look at my scribbles. We've come back to interesting. So yeah, we're back at the 100 barrier. And look, this is where we've seen significant reaction in the past. Now, as you can see by my scribbles, last time we looked at the dollar index, I said expect to see a reaction where we might come down, create a little channel before it goes, if it's going to break back up, or we're going to see it completely slide. So again, let's see if that pans out. But there's going to be nothing. It's a big old weekly area to be these wicks. We've got 7 minutes. 7 minutes for a close. 7 minutes for a close. If we close above, we're going to be looking to be a buyer. So 7 minutes, and we are waiting for a close above. Any questions, guys? Any questions while we're waiting for the market to give us the opportunity we want? Just waiting, guys, waiting patiently. Just seen a few more just join into the stream. Welcome. Let me know where you're logging in from. We are just stalking gold right now. I'm staying away from the indexes at the minute. I'm not quite sure why there's such a rally going on. I'm going to stay away from the fundamentals as I mentioned earlier. I am looking for price to test and close above 5,028 on the 15-minute candle. So we have exactly 4.5 minutes to wait. Okay, we've got 4.5 minutes to wait. And this possible sell below, yeah, that's from the 5-minute chart. Okay, so if you look at the 5 minute chart, you can see we've got some structure formed here. And then just underneath that, we have a lovely range of around 160 pips. So we can drop that in as well if you want. So we know what we're looking for. We've got 160 pip range here. 160 pip range. Okay, so this is a little bit more what I want to see, to be fair. Uh, just Yeah, so even if you look at this on the 30 as well, guys, right? So let's take it down to raw structure. We've got resistance, resistance, resistance form. So if we'd have taken a momentum entry now, we'd have been stuck in this trade thinking, oh God, why didn't we wait for it to close above? Now, if this candle does reverse, let's say it just reverses now in this 30 minutes, we've got 18 minutes left of this candle. We could actually place a sell stop underneath the low of this 30-minute bearish candle here. Because if price does reverse and break that low, we've got clear space all the way down. And if it doesn't trigger and we break up to the upside, then it makes no difference, right? So we can actually place that order now. So I'm going to do that. Because that'll give us what, 18 minutes for it to trigger. Now, it may not trigger. It may not trigger. And if it doesn't, while gold is sideways, even bearish. Why is it so? Uh, let's just change screens and then we can see. So this will be my first trade of the day if it gets triggered. So I'm placing my sell stop underneath the low of this one. Oops, that's not what I want to move. We'll bring our TPs. Okay, open trade. So that's in partial TP. I'm going to drop in at 50 points. Okay, so listen, the reason I'm placing this right now is because the likelihood of it triggering is low, but if it does, we should just run straight down. Okay, I'm going to push my second uh, target out a little bit further. So it's going to be 120 pips. Okay, now if it closes above, then I just cancel these orders and we look for the long trade. Okay, so we're just waiting now. So let's go back. So as you know, guys, uh, oh, in fact, in 1 minute, let's go back to. Sorry, guys, I just realized we're going to do something that it doesn't look like it's done. We've got to wait for the closure. We have 30 seconds. If it closes above in 30 seconds, the next candle wicks down, we're a buyer above the high because then we've had the close above this level. Let's just get rid of these for now. Let's see if it closes above. 10 seconds. Looks like we're going to do that. Right. Now, this isn't me placing the order. I'm waiting for the next candle to wick down. So I need a wick down. This isn't placed. It's just if I hit open trade, then the orders will be placed. Okay, I need the market to start giving me a black candle. If we don't get the bow pulled down, there will be no trade. Okay, okay, that's in. Okay, yeah, 100 pips is fine. It's below structure, and then I'll let the rest run. Okay, so what the hell? Oh, I'm just trying out a new platform at the minute, and I'm trying to place the same order, and it keeps saying order rejected. 50. Oh, don't know if you can hear that, guys, but it keeps saying order rejected. I've absolutely no idea why. Very, very strange. So I'm just testing out a new platform. This one I'm always going to trade, but I am testing out a new platform at the minute and having a lot of difficulty. Uh, well, we just let it play out. I don't expect things to just take off in a split second. And so, uh, right, let's see if this is the. Are we getting the bow? So listen, why do I always wait for the pullback on a candle? Why do I want, if I'm buying, why am I looking for the next candle to pull back before I want it to go forward? Well, is it just simple, right? The only time I don't do this is usually around US Open. Um, the um, this idea of waiting for a pullback for me is a little bit like a bow and arrow. If you want the arrow to project, you've got to pull the bow backwards. You let go of the bow, and boom, it will project the arrow forward. So this methodology, or this way I look at it, is yes, price is dropping and it's dropping hopefully to attract buyers, but the basis of it dropping means if it keeps dropping, we don't get triggered in. And if it does drop and then it attracts buyers and it breaks the high, then there's probability that we're triggered with momentum and therefore we're effectively swimming downstream. Whereas some people, when they like to take the breakout, they're taking the breakout as it closes above the structure or below the structure. The downside with that is, as you can see right now, we could have taken it right at the market as it closed. Now we're pulling back. We don't know if this is going to pull back, attract enough buyers before it breaks a high, or if this is just going to close here and then come straight back down and go below the 5 minute structure that we're looking to sell below as well. So if we go below this area, yeah, if we get a 5 minute close below there, I'm going to look to sell this market. Okay. The only reason I cancelled my sell on that 30-minute candle here is because we had a 15-minute closure above this high, above this structure point. That's the only reason I cancelled the order and replaced it with a buy. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, guys, just give me a thumbs up. Uh, or comment below. Yes, makes sense. Oscar, thank you. Anna, thank you. A few of you are listening. The rest are probably going, I've heard enough of this guy. Heard enough of this guy. What does he know? Let's get a bit of music on as well. Need to liven this office up a little bit. Um, so there's there's obviously quite a few people that log in these days that are quite regulars here, and there's some that are newbies. Um, you know, the community. If you find yourself that you're struggling to stay disciplined, stay focused, and you log into these sessions because you you can stay disciplined and you can stay focused while you're on a session, then it's probably a small price to pay for joining the community because, not just the number of live sessions you get with the team, but it's also being part of a community where everyone's looking for the same setup. So there'll be some days where you may see a setup because you've got a little bit more time on your hands. Then there'll be other days where, someone else in the group will find a setup. So this is the massive benefit to being part of a trading community where everyone is looking for the same things. Uh, all right, we're still getting the pullback. Are we going to break the high? If we break, hey, Nas, how are we doing? So let's sit tight. Now, guys, it I challenge you to stay focused and disciplined this week. This is for your benefit, for your benefit. Think about the difference it can make to your trading account if you stay disciplined. Think about the difference it can make if you could pay yourself at the end of every week. Who would like to pay themselves at the end of this week? All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of a poll. Who finds uh in fact, I want a show of hands. Who finds themselves more disciplined while they're listening to my live streams? Who is more disciplined while they're listening in to the live streams? Show of hands. Well done, Oscar. Nice one. Definitely me. Yes, yes. Commander in Chief, fantastic. Look at all this show of hands, right? Now, I'm I'm asking you this because if you are more disciplined while you're on the live streams, how much money do you think you could make more by being tuned into every single live stream of the week? Now, I know the members, obviously that's you'll know what that's worth to you, but uh, so my question to you guys is that aren't members, why not try it for 1 month? See what a difference it makes. Yeah, neither. Exactly. That's the thing. If when you have, see, I know people who, let's say, they give up work to trade full time, and I'm like, do you really want to trade full time? Sitting here all day, every day, you're gonna find trades you don't want to trade. The the skill I believe in trading is knowing what your edge is and when that edge is. So if you know that you can trade between two set times and in that period you can make X, you walk away, you come back, and you see if the setup's again in the second period. Or if you've made the number that you want, you just sit back and you don't come back. Um, I'm a little bit like I don't know. I think Michael Jordan and Wayne Gretzky both said great things about you know you you can't score if you don't shoot. Okay, and for everyone that they've scored, they've probably missed 10,000 shots. So what we're doing is the shots that we're missing are the ones that don't meet our rules. So we just let them go. And sometimes that will be one that would be a winner. Sometimes it'd be one that would be a loss. And then when we're shooting, sometimes even then when it meets our rules, it's still going to be a loss. So what we have to think about is how can we stay now? Look, right. What do you think we should do with this order? Keep it there or close it? Well, I'm keeping it there. Why am I keeping it there? What is that last candle? So let's see what happens, guys. Could we get triggered? Yeah, exactly. Inside candle. It didn't break the high, it didn't break the low. So therefore, we expect it to continue with the direction of the previous candle. Getting close. Housing market index 38, expected 37. So slightly above forecast. Here we go. Okay, so if we think about risk as well, right? When we break this high, I'm going to look for 34.30. It's going to bring the order to 34.70. There we go. Okay, it's trying, but we haven't got triggered yet, and we are going to sit on the side. Yeah. So now all we got to do is just wait, guys. Wait and wait and wait. Um, I don't like indexes when they're already up 300 odd points, especially in current market conditions. Yes, they can move 600, 700, but I just feel that the positivity in the market could quite easily just be relinquished in a single heartbeat. One little tap of the old Truth Social, one little something out of the Middle East. So, whereas we're not seeing a particular move here in gold today, we're not seeing a move to the upside, we're not seeing a move to the downside. It's gone both ways, but we do have some structure we can work with. So that's why I would rather trade with gold today. Mm. So, get what you meant to do. I've never found a platform so ridiculous as what I'm trying to do here. Anyway, it is what it is. We are waiting for price to do whatever it needs to do, which is break that high. And if it doesn't, and we come back below the structure, what we're going to do is we're going to close this order. But we've got a good, what, 24 minutes we can leave this open because the 30-minute has closed above after a little pause. So yeah, I'm happy to leave this one open for the foreseeable. Um, I think what would get me to close it is, or cancel the order would be a market correction back underneath the 5027. Now, it does make me laugh when I know some people, they log into this live stream and they go, he's not placing any trades, he's not trading. It's like, that's not the objective. Yes, we've got a pending order, but the objective isn't to sit here and place trade after trade after trade. The objective is to make money, right? So what we need to do is try and find the highest probability trade and one that meets and adheres to our rules when placing. And that's why I'm waiting for this one. Let's see if it's going to be getting very, very close. Oh, there's a nice little push there. We can bring our stop up. A little bit of old. Yeah, a bit of slippage there. So, uh, 25. About 12 points of slippage there. So what do we have? Yeah, 38 pips to target. So did anyone else get slipped there? So I'm going to put my auto break even in at the high of that candle because that's 24. Going to be lucky to get that now, to be fair. 24.38. Yeah, it's 70%. Did anyone else get slipped on that one? Was it 11 pips of slippage for me there? So in theory, this was our entry price. Okay, so what am I? I'm just watching this right now because we've tested the same price a few times. I'm going to give it 4 or 5 minutes to hit break even, and if it doesn't, we failed to hit break even, but we are still in and around our entry price. I'm going to close half down. Okay, so good question, Commander. Right, the reason I don't mind doing it is because the 15 minute did something it hadn't done previously, which was close above the range. And yeah, it is fighting with the wick, but I expect that the market should play out because it's done something different um, that it hasn't done previously. So I mean, look, what you can do in these situations, if you're sitting in profit and you're a little bit anxious, close half down. Close half down, say, right, do you know what? I don't want to have full risk on this trade. So I'm going to wait till quarter past. It was a lovely 30 seconds. Maybe I won't get the chance to wait till quarter past. So like I said, I'm going to give it till quarter past and I'm going to see how the market is reacting. If we get back up near our entry price in the next 2 minutes, I'm going to close half down. That is correct, but you also have to look at what happened at that price. Price did something very, very different in terms of the candles. Now, you may be right, and if it does, guess what? We'll be looking to take a sell. If it closes back below the range and we get the same setup to go down, I'll take the sell. I'll happily take the loss. Well, I won't happily take it. It's part and parcel of the industry. But I'm always going to do what the chart is telling me in this instance. It did something that it didn't do back here um, when we look at the candle closures. So then that's why we've taken the trade. Now, ultimately, if the slippage on it come in, I don't think it went far enough to get to break even. Entry was at 70. Did we get 70 is there? 34. No, it would have missed break even by 1 pip. So regardless of whatever happened, we wouldn't have hit break even. And yeah, this is if we get back to entry price, I'm just going to close it all, guys. So there we go. I've just put my take profit to the entry price. And then if it goes up higher, it goes up higher. I don't care. But I don't think it'll get there. I think I'm going to take a hit today. And there we go. So look, taking a hit. Now I'm waiting for the sell. So let's just update the stats. Oh, 25 and 8. 8 losses, 8 break evens. So we'll see, guys, because like this, it could go north, it could go south. I'm just gonna wait. Now, again, this is where sometimes you can look at it and go, oh, if it goes north and you go, oh, bloody hell, if I hadn't moved my stop, you got to stick to your rules. You have to stick to your rules. Don't don't then go, oh, if I'd have done this or if I'd have done that. Stick to your rules. And this is how you get proper data. You're either positive from it or you're negative. So look, for me, the difference is this candle here closed above, whereas here it's come in, it's tapped it, and then reversed. Now, if we get an hourly bearish candle that closes below this area, then I'll look for the sells. If I get a 5 minute closure below this gray zone, then I'll look for the sells because we've got what 160 pips available. It's just getting a little bit messy now, so we need some direction. So yeah, we're just taking a loss on stream there, guys. Was eking towards taking money off after the slippage, but had to stick with the rules. Didn't want to do anything too impulsively. I hate slippage trades as well because it's one of those you go, it's eking into my profit and it's also extending your potential risk. So in theory, 11 pips for me is an extra $550 of risk. And I don't know, I think the most I saw it getting profit was like 20 pips. I didn't see it get more than that. All right, let's um let's go and have a look at what do you call it? NASDAQ, see what's going on over there. Oh, wrong one. We'll come back to gold in a bit. We're just going to wait for it to pan out. Okay, so NASDAQ's broken the highs. The like I said, I'm going to stay away from these buys here. Let's have a look what's going on. I prefer the DAX in terms of the structure that it's come up. So DAX is rejecting gold is got 11 minutes. 11 minutes. So look at the 30. Uh, Okay, all a little bit quiet here, guys. What have we got? Maybe there's no other news coming out today, so let's have a look. For the hourly to no, because that's still going to be above the level. No, so I wouldn't take an hourly sell off that candle. I'd have to wait for possible sells below 50.15. The 30, um, if the 30 closes below, just too messy. Looks nice, but just too messy and trading into this noise here. So I want to see it get below this range. So we're going to wait for price to get below there. Yeah, maybe. I just don't get these damn things. Any close in this area, guys, we're looking good in an hour, in 40 minutes time. So yeah, we're just going to wait for this one to pan out. Sit here, wait patiently. Maybe we get another opportunity to claw back some of our losses. Maybe we don't. I mean, just looking at that 4 hour candle, right? I mean, I'm really coming from where we are on the daily structure, where we've seen price rejecting these big wicks down here. Then you have this kind of reaction. I honestly thought the buys were a fantastic setup to look up into this range before it either continued lower. But obviously, the market didn't play out the way that I wanted it to. It took a minor little slap to the face. Say hello. Monday, Monday time has just arisen. We're going to make you work for profit this week. Um, Oh, 1 second, guys. I just got my dad calling. Let me just take this quickly. Hi, guys. Sorry about that. I'm back now. Just waiting for close below, and then we can. Uh, 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 I'm just waiting for. Okay, let's see where we can get. Oh man, everyone's ringing me. Right, and here we go. Right, we got close below. Let's switch screens. Close below, switch screens. Okay. 1 second, guys. Just had the tracker. 1 second, guys. I've just tracker companies just calling me. I'm not sure. 1 second. I'll ring you back. I'll be back.